So this is the entrance to the secret garden that I've been building for some time now. And I've often said that it's going to take some time before it actually manages to become what I intended, which is secret, because I need the plants to get themselves going. And I said that maybe I need to look at putting some sort of a fence to disguise it a little bit more. And that's just what I've done. So here we are, actually sat in the Anderson Shelter Arbour seat, and I've put this up. This is corrugated tin. That's the same corrugated tin that's on the shack. Now, because it can look a bit stark, I've decided that I'm going to grow plants up it. As with this this ivy here, that's quite a big and fast-growing ivy that should look really nice over time. And what I've done, because I had some of this mesh left, I decided that I would screw the battens to the back. Well, it's pretty self-explanatory, really, but I thought I'd screw it to the back and then fix this mesh onto the blocks of wood, which in turn help to put the gaps between the mesh and the actual corrugated iron, corrugated sheets, which I'm showing you there. So that'll be good. So that's going to get them going. I've also started doing some more fresh planting in this area. So we've gone with one of the ferns, and that's Dryptus affinis robusta. So it's quite a robust and fast-growing fern, and it should really suit this area. So now what I've actually achieved now is I can actually sit down here for now, and people won't know I'm here at this phase. So although that looks a little bit boring now, I actually find it quite nice. I like it. And it's giving me the shelter I want, and it's sheltering me a little bit from the winds. And we still get this lovely view up there. And over time, the shrubs will grow, do their things on the next section of it, because don't forget, this goes right up to that archway, as you can see. And what we've got here, as I've said many times before, is Lonicera nitida, which is called Baghanson's Gold, or likely to be. I've now moved this one here. It's an English yew, this one. It's Taxus baccata davidi. And it's a fast-growing yew, really. So I've also moved around that bamboo, which is a skinny bamboo. And again, it's a Fargesia, so it's not going to cause any problems there. And that's called obelisk, so that's going to do its thing there. Now, what I did do as well, because I wanted to get this going even quicker, I've decided that this Viburnum tinus, which is Eve Price, will be planted here. It's an evergreen, it'll look good, and I've got several Viburnums around this area, but I like Viburnums, one of my favourite types of shrub. So this one's Eve Price. It will flower, won't get very big. It'll only ever get to about 5-6 foot maybe. And then I can shape it, cut it, do whatever I need to do to create the rest of the secrecy, which will be there. So on this side, I really like this now, this particular bit now. This is looking really nice. We've extended those rocks. We've got some more, and I've put them all the way down. So they look really good. They finish it off. I did have that big bit of wood at the back, but we've taken that away, and now that's going to go to the back of here. We'll put that back in there. So this side of the corrugated iron or tin is the same as the shack, and there's the shack opposite it. So if we just step back and have a look, you see that the shack mimics it it mimics the shack quite well. I've not gone to an extreme cost on this. I think the sheets cost me £15 each. There's 3 sheets, and then we bought the cheaper 3x3 posts on this one because there was no need to put the 4x4s in, which I would normally do, because there was just no point, because eventually this is going to be shrouded and clothed in different plants, shrubs and bamboo. So I didn't really want to go to the extreme of spending a fortune on it. So it's really looking nice now. It's doing what I wanted it to do. I finally succumbed to actually putting some sort of a fence up, but it had to look right, and it had to be wacky, and it had to look good. And I think you'll agree that that does. It looks really nice. It's doing the job that it was set to do. and it acts lovely as a backfoil or a backdrop for the planting in front of it. So that's a Viburnum ritidiphyllum, which can become quite a big shrub, and I'm hoping over time that I'll be able to introduce some of it over this path, so we almost have an archway through. But that's for the future, and we need to see how it develops. It's doing quite well at the moment. Unusually, it's flowering now. I mean, we're nearly at the end of October in 2022, and we're flowering. I would not expect that to flower till into spring and beyond. But here we go. That's what it's doing. The weather today is, I think it's 14 degrees. I can't believe it, but I'm sure it'll turn at some point. So we've got the Far GC, which is going to also create some of that screening for that, and it should look good. So yeah, I toiled long and hard about that, because really I wanted the planting to do the work for me. But I just knew it was just going to take way longer than I wanted it to take. So I helped it out a little bit by doing that. And I think you'll agree, and I'll say it again, I think you'll agree it does just the job. Makes it more secret, and it looks good from both sides. Okay, the other side is better than this side, but this side will quickly catch up and start looking nice as well. And it's lovely to sit here because you get that privacy that I want. And the reason for putting this here, because it is after all the secret garden. Now, I'm going to have to top up the bark chippings. As I said, when I first put that down, that would eventually break down into soil, and it is doing just that. So we're going to top it up this year, well, maybe next year. Well, probably wait till next year, because the winter will degrade it quicker. So we'll leave it till the spring and we'll top that up. And this is just from a local tree surgeon. It's good. So what else were we planting here? Well, I don't know. It's quite exciting, isn't it? There's also other opportunities on this side. Now that Euphorbia wolfenii, well, I'm sure they call it wolfenii, but I think it's Amygdaloides. And it's called Whistleberry Garnet is in here, and I've kept it in here because I know I can control it, and I've several pieces in here now, and it's going to look really, really nice. I've also put in a hellebore, which was in here last year, not in this side, it was the opposite side, called Winter Moonbeam. It should be a bit further on than that, but I trod on it several times while I was putting this up. But anyway, nevertheless, it will come back and it will be fine. So ferns, I absolutely love ferns, and we've got a fern nursery actually in the village. And I intend to visit that again. Well, he's probably closed now, but I intend to visit that again as soon as I can to get some more ferns. And I'll probably try and keep the same species in here. If all else fails, I do have another Robusta in the cloister pergola, and I could actually pull that and put it into here and maybe put it across the way from it. So it's looking really, really nice. One way of dealing with it was to put a fence up. The other way was simply to wait. I couldn't wait. I was too excited. I wanted it to move along quicker than it was doing. And now we've made it do it. And that's the view we get as we come back up to it. I just love it. I think it's fantastic. Now, as I say, it's easy to do. You could do it yourself. Screening helps to create interest, secrecy, and it's just something good to do. And it needn't cost a fortune. And obviously the cheapest way is always going to be with a shrub. But with that, you have to accept that it's going to take time. This, it doesn't. And it gives other opportunities, as I said. So, there you go. Any questions on this? Just give us a quick message on YouTube and I will try and answer the best I can. But there you go. So the secret garden looking a little bit more secret than it did this time last week. I'll talk to you later. Ta-da.